Hello, and I am wondering, do you tend to attract men that are emotionally unavailable, or do they fear commitment, or do you learn yearn for love? This past week, I was pondering how it is that I got such an amazing man in my life, such an amazing husband and father, and it's not uncommon for women to note my husband and how he shows up in our life. You know, I am very engaged. Hello, Alicia. I am very engaged in an active community of other business females, women, and sometimes they'll see, me on a call engaged, and Richard will, for example, bring me dinner. And or there was one night where I had some friends over at the house and we're in the backyard, and he surprised me with some chocolate, not just for me, but for all the women in the circle. So just this week, I was pondering, how I attracted such an amazing man in my life. And I was journaling about it because March 9th is our 11-year, or was our 11-year anniversary of how we first met. And we actually met on a blind date. If you want to read about that, you can read about it in my book, or I'll tell you more at another time. But really, the thing that made such a difference for me was commitment. Now, I don't consider myself one who is fearful of commitment. I mean, I went to medical school for many, many years. I'm committed to my friends. I'm committed to all the women I serve at Pink Tent, for them living their best life. I'm committed to really being in service to the world, for single women, discovering their happily ever after. So I don't consider myself one who's fearful of commitment. But I was thinking back, what was going on in my life prior to Richard? And what was maybe a turning point that made all the difference? And one of those turning points, I can remember talking to my mother on the phone and sharing how I was so frustrated and so sad because I hadn't yet met my man. I was single. I was in practice. My practice was going quite well. And so financially, I was doing well. I was passionate about the work that I did, had an amazing group of friends, like things were going well. But the one area of my life that was not going so hot was my love life. And I was on Match.bomb, some people say. No, I was on Match.com, and I was on eHarmony, and I was doing some dating, and really dating some losers, quite honestly, and just not really attracting the right men into my life. And so I was talking to my mom, bawling my eyes out, thinking that I would never find my man. There I was, I guess at the time I was 34 years old, and really wanted to settle down and have a family. And so I asked her, I said, Mom, do you think my expectations are too high? And she said, absolutely not. Your person is out there, your husband is out there. It's just a matter of time. And I then realized, not necessarily in that moment, but my level of commitment went from, this is something I really want in life, to like, this is going to happen. I'm 34. If I want to start a family, I need to get serious about this. And so if you ask me at that point in time, I realized my commitment may have been more like a 7, because I was career focused, had done a lot of work in my career and personal growth, but I really don't think I was playing full out in the arena of life called relationships. So it was at that time that I realized I was ready to make a commitment. And this commitment was going to be a commitment of 10 out of 10, not 9 out of 10, not an 8 out of 10, not a 7 out of 10. Like, I was ready to play full out and do whatever it took. And see, ladies, when you make that commitment, the universe begins to shift. You stake your claim. So what I did is I made that commitment, and I was willing to do whatever it took to work on all my own stuff. I also was willing to take total responsibility for those type of men that I were attracted, was attracting, whether it be someone that just wasn't really ready for commitment, or they weren't the right match. So the first thing you need to do is make the commitment, stake your claim, and then do whatever it takes. Some women need coaching. They need coaching around relationships because they didn't have solid relationships modeled in their family life. or maybe they have been in relationships that were very painful and very unhealthy. So that is what is holding them back in life. That is their baggage. Some women need to forgive themselves or forgive another. There's so many things that keep us held back in the area of our life called our love life and our relationship. And it starts with commitment. And with that, taking 100% responsibility. So ladies, you're probably going to need to grow as a person to be the best version of you. And then that might be where I come in, whether you find a coach in your local area, or you want someone who this is their deal. Like, I work with single successful women that are ready to discover their happily ever after. I've worked with a ton of women with STDs, and so their self-confidence is low. I've worked with women who have had sexual abuse in their past. Like, you name it, there's reasons, often reasons behind the veil of what's holding you back. So get a fantastic coach, but you've got to commit. It starts with commitment and saying, yes, I will have this. I'm going to create this in my life, and doing whatever it takes. So that is the power of commitment. And when you commit, you will begin to attract men or women that are also ready to commit to this journey, this beautiful journey of relationship and love and your happily ever after. So that's my Transformational Tuesday message for you today. If you want a fantastic love life, commit today at a 10 out of 10 and do whatever it takes to receive that support, to receive that healing. And I am willing to be your gal. And all you need to do is go to pinktent.com/coaching. And you can book an Irresistible You coaching call with me, and we'll help start that journey today. All right, have a fantastic day. Signing off, Dr. Kelly Martin Schuh, Amazon bestselling author, speaker, and transformational coach for women.